It's hard enough for me to keep my plants alive, much less sculpt them into animal shapes. But my next guest grooms her greens into some pretty impressive designs. Here's a fresh look at topiary art. When most people think of topiaries, they think of green bowls.
Yes.
Now tell us really, what are topiaries?
Topiaries are anything that you either train or grow in a form shape. So really, it's endless what you could do and make into a topiary with any kind of plant. Basically what we do is either a wire form or some type of form where the plant is trained to grow around it, and you pretty much guide its way through growing around your form. The other type is taking maybe a shrubbery or a tree or any type of bush, and you are like Edward Scissorhands and you carve a shape into the tree.
All right, Barbara, why don't we start the wire type?
All right, that's a lot of fun. You can buy your wire forms. This is the one you said most people typically see, that ball topiary shape. And this is all growing on a wire form. But there's a lot of companies and people, artists, that will actually make a form out of wire in the shape of anything. And we've grown fond of all different animal shapes here. So the wire form is then stuffed with this moss. The wire form is all in the shape. You can feel that. That's the wire under there. And that is stuffed with the moss that's going to help keep your plant moist and healthy. And it also already starts it with a nice shape of actually what it is.
Now, how do you apply the moss?
All right, you start stuffing it into your wire cage. And if you see real close here, this is fishing line. So we just wrap it in regular old fishing line. Once we stuff it all in there, you know, you keep it nice and tight and wrap that and wrap it, and you will get the exact form. The closer you can keep this to the shape of your wire, the more it'll actually look like what you're trying to get it to look like. And then when you're ready to put your plants in, any type of plant that likes to climb and kind of trails. Ivy is something you can find anywhere. So Suzanne, let me show you how easy that is to do. You just, break apart the moss with your fingers, dig in there, and you just stuff it right into that hole. I would even take a handful of soil and put some more soil and really pack it in there. And then this is really the fun part. It's like giving it a hairdo. You can just pin it wherever you would like the ivy to be. We call these moss pins. You stick it in, and that's going to help to train your ivy to stick to the body of this creature. And that is going to start your creature off.
Can you take these out after you start them if you think it's,
If you feel like trying another plant, sure can. These forms are great. They don't go bad. As people are doing more and more topiaries, they're trying different things like herbs. Herbs make a wonderful topiary. This is how I love them to look in the end, to have the plant on some of the topiary and to still have some of the moss show.
Now, how long does it take before it hugs like this?
Right. This is about 3 months.
All right, now let's look at other kinds of topiary.
All right. This is a fairly large plant here that, we're just going to have fun with making this into a real pretty shape. So you start making a topiary by giving it a form, and we're going to take off all these branches and start with just the bottom being bare. To make sure this starts to grow and not spread apart, you can help it along with a pipe cleaner. The pipe cleaner doesn't cut into the branches too much, so I like using that. Just twist it around. And that's going to help shape your tree. Let me pull this down and see if we can get a look-see here. Has a pretty fragrance too. And then I'll go back over and get rid of even more of these branches. And as the plant grows, it's a work in progress, and you'll see what it might need or what shape you might want to try next. The best thing about plants is when you trim them, they grow. Like a haircut. If you're not that thrilled with your outcome, it'll grow and you try something else. But it's all about trying it. And I'll put it back up here again, because as the plant is growing, it's going to send off new shoots. And the more tailored you can keep this, the better it's going to look. And then it'll start growing more shoots off here. What you'll do is let the shoots grow off there, and it'll get more round.
Right. What are some of the favorite topiaries you've done?
Oh, well, that brings to mind the Philadelphia Flower Show.
Oh, right.
It was last year that it was France, and we did carousel topiary animals. Under the Eiffel Tower, there's a carousel,
Yes.
and we did them all out of plant material and cut flower material, and each one had such personality.
Barbara showed me more great examples at the nearby Dorrance Hamilton estate, which includes beautiful topiary gardens and a magnificent greenhouse.
This is one of, I think, the most special plants in here because its age. It's about 30 years old. But this looks like 5 plants. It's actually one plant, one root system
Is that right?
they've trained into
And
this
in
shape.
training it, you cannot see it here,
Yeah.
where it's been cut off. It's a wonderful job. What is your particular personal joy in doing this kind of work?
Well, you know what? It's the kind of thing that I am really not a plant person. I am more of a floral design. So the more I get the hands-on and do it, I realize it's not so intimidating. All you have to do is just get in there and do it and make it relaxing and fun, and these projects turn into something you could only have dreamed about doing.
Between the barns and the topiaries, I'm feeling especially inspired and hope you are too. So thanks for exploring the arts with me. Until next time, I'm Suzanne Roberts.